Hello, everybody, and welcome to the evening of day 3 of Let's Make a Sourdough Starter. I'm about to look at my sourdough starter, and we're going to do a feeding tonight. So get your things ready and let's go take a look.
Okay, so now for our sorghum starter. Now this one looks amazing. To me, this almost looks like it could be ready to use, but I know it's not quite ready. It hasn't quite doubled in size, but it almost did. So this is ready for us to use to make pancakes or, that kind of thing with our discard. So that'll be wonderful. So we're going to discard all but 30 grams of our starter, and we're going to feed 50 grams of water and 50 grams of flour. But by doing it this way, we actually are going to throw out less. We're going to have less discard at the beginning because we're not having a huge amount. We can feed it more often, and we're going to use less flour and have less waste. So remember that this is important because we want the microorganisms to have lots of food. We don't want them to starve and get unhealthy, because I don't like waste. I'm trying to feed it as little as I can, but have it be as healthy as I can and as active as I can get it. As you can see, 30 grams is not a lot.
So what exactly is happening in the jar anyways? Basically, when you mix the flour and water, the microorganisms that are naturally present on the flour grains proliferate. So increase rapidly in number and size. And they start to break down starches and sugars from the flour in order to obtain their energy. And as a result, carbon dioxide gas is released. Carbon dioxide is vital to getting the bread to rise. And this process is called fermentation. And what's happening is there's a fight for dominance happening between the different types of bacteria that are naturally present on the flour grains. So the good bacteria are the ones that we actually want to be within our sourdough starter. And these are the lactic acid bacteria, and they thrive in acidic environments. The other bacteria that are present, we often call the bad bacteria, and this dies in an acidic environment, which is a big reason why we add the pineapple juice for the first 4 days in order to help the lactic acid bacteria get the boost they need to win the fight. And when the microorganisms are fighting for dominance, a really bad smell can occur. But give it time and keep feeding it. Don't give up. It only takes about 3 to 5 days for the correct balance of bacteria to form, even if you're not using pineapple juice. With time, your starter will gain a lovely, yeasty, sweet smell. In fact, around day 4, your starter naturally will become more acidic and lactic acid bacteria will win anyways. The correct balance of bacteria is established and you're able to find your starter has a nice, sweet, yeasty smell. Pineapple juice simply kickstarts this process, so that's why I like to use it. I don't want to waste flour. I want to give the lactic acid bacteria all the help it can get.
Okay, so now I'm going to feed 25 grams of pineapple juice, and this will be the last time I feed this starter with the pineapple juice because it is good to go, and I'm pretty sure that lactic acid bacteria is really weaning out at this point. It smells really nice.
So we no longer need the pineapple juice. So now we'll add 25 grams of water
so that it goes up to 50 grams total of liquid. So 25 of water, 25 of the pineapple juice. And then we're going to add our 50 grams of sorghum flour. So I always write down in my log exactly what I'm doing because sometimes as I'm measuring things, I forget how much am I putting in this time again. So now we're going to give it a good stir. And I like to stir it for like 2 to 5 minutes because you'll notice that the texture changes as you do it. And it really helps to bring all the ingredients together, get those microorganisms really, really mixed in with the food. And by the way, the 5-minute mix is absolutely not necessary. I saw another baker who liked to mix it for 5 minutes and started to incorporate that into mine, and I really liked it. But if you only want to mix it for a minute, I think it's perfectly fine. So here it is after it's mixing. It looks great. It's nice and thick. Just make sure again to scrape off the edges and cover it up. Check where your elastic is and move it. In this case, I'm going to move it down a little bit because this one had risen. This will become really important when we're trying to see if our starter is ready, because then we want to see how quickly it doubles in size.
And now just snuggle your starters back up and we'll see you again in the morning. And please let us know how your starter's rising on day 3. And I'd love it if you shared a picture with us in the comments. And please don't worry if your starter's not growing that much yet or it's not showing signs of activity yet. You still have time and everyone's environments are different. However, if you don't see any signs of activity at all at this point, take a look at my video on how to achieve success, and hopefully this will help you. I hope you're enjoying making a sourdough starter together with me. And if you are, please add a rating onto the recipe on my website, as it helps Google recognize the recipe and my website, and it will help it show it to more people. This will help my website grow, and it will allow me to do more recipes for you. I'd also really greatly appreciate it if you'd head to my Pinterest page, tomarecmecrazy.com. I have many different things there and of course the Easy Sourdough Starter Gluten-Free series. So please visit and pin as many of my recipes as you'd like. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your evening and I'll see you in the morning. Good night.